I think even the last task I only saw one submission, which is from Kenneth, and I wasn't really impressed with what he did. So, hence, they say today will be a session where we talk and then probably discuss where we are having difficulties and then we walk through it. Um, but before then, we move into some other things. Let me push. I think I didn't push the last class, so let me push the last class to GitHub. So, and then we should be able to resolve. We should be able to resolve some other things. Then, this is before we even start talking about composer. Okay. Okay. So, why is it taking time now? Due to my skill. Okay, so you have it right there. So send me this thing. Now, I think we should talk about composer first before we start to, you know, before we then talk about the relation stuff. So basically, what is composer? So so that this is going to be like an interactive session. Are you familiar with JavaScript already? Hello. Tafcat, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Are you familiar with JavaScript already?
What did you say?
Are you familiar with JavaScript already?
No, I actually
Oh,
use HTML for the to do.
for the
I'm using HTML and CSS.
okay. No, that means no PHP.
I just want to do my to do first, then I'll now try to make a JSON file.
Oh, okay. Okay. Hmm. Mm, okay. So, okay. All right. So now, what is composer? All right. All right. So in PHP, composer is a package manager. Okay.
Okay.
Um, JavaScript do have their package manager. So we have npm most of the time. So what in this case for PHP we have composer. Okay. So now if you notice all around our app most of the time, so what happened is that we try to inject files all around our application. Okay. And you see the required keywords just nearly everywhere. All right. Sometimes it makes our code a little bit not really organized and a little bit messy. So imagine that I have like 100 files in my application and I have to manually inject those files into. Sometimes you realize that it can be so bulky, okay, to do that. Or should I say it can, it may not really be that right. It may not really look that nice when you sit down and then just go through all the files in your application and then start manually calling them in. Okay.
Okay.
Then this is what composer does. So it speaks up with remember the other time we talked about namespace. Okay, namespace is just like a class qualification, a class directory qualification. Okay, so some group of persons, all right, we call them community members. Okay, came up and then built a tool, composer in this case, so to manage you know our application. All right, so now they write it in a way that automatically your application, because it has namespace, so it manipulates your namespace in our application and then includes all namespace file into automatically include them in your like should I say makes them visible, like in this case require them one and then gives you one single entry point. All right, so where you can plug your application, but other files are automatically rediscovered. Okay, so it means it does the work of managing package for you. That's number one, and as well as managing your different files. So meaning that you wouldn't have to in most cases call different should I say require or inject all different files into your application. So you just only need to inject one composer entry directory in your application. All right. So once you're done with that, every other thing should be plug and play. All right. So and there are basic functions okay on Composer. You can go look this out. So you can see it's a dependency manager for PHP. So there are some bunches of system requirements, but then whatever system you are using, so probably I believe by now you should be able to handle this by yourself. But if you are not, probably
We can handle this some other time, but for now, for the purpose of the lecture, we can focus on something else. All right. So if you want to get Composer installed, so it's pretty much simple. So you see, it has just few, direct steps that you can take to getting it installed. So you see. So in most cases, for Linux users, this is just what is required. So in most cases, just copy and paste this or just follow this instruction. You should be up and running. So these are different versions. Okay.
Okay.
I already have mine installed, so I wouldn't really talk about the installation process. So that's why I can Composer and yeah, Composer you should see stuff like this. You can see PHP, sort of M scripts, unable to initialize module, whatever this is. Okay. And
Okay.
it does have some basic commands. Dash Q dash quit, which is then dash V, same thing for dash version. And we have some other random commands. Some other ones. So if you are a PHP developer, so there is no way you will be able to run away from Composer. So like Composer is a package manager, of course, So in most cases, you are going to write package. If you are not going to write package, you are definitely going to use package. And for this to be possible, you have to do what? You have to be able to use Composer, all right? It does nothing, just manage your application for you, all right? And then allows you to inject some other packages or otherwise into your application without, a lot of hassle. Okay, so now if you are starting out from a fresh, let me show you something. If you are starting out from a fresh location, so you would notice with me that we don't have anything like anything related to Composer here. Now, if I will have to make this app of ours, okay, if we want it to be managed by Composer, so what we just do is simple Composer init. And of course, so it should tell me the name of the package, and it should just KodeCamp. KodeCamp. Mm, so I should take a valid name. So I can just run through this. Probably I can handle this later on. So would you like to directly search for package? Yeah, of course. And of course, so I should be done. So the next thing you should see is a composer.json has been generated for me. All right. So you see, I can the thing that I was being asked for, so I can edit them now if I want. So name sales dash could come underscore could come. Right. So let me check if another stuff is supposed to be generated. If it's not fine. So I can simply do composer install. Of course, there is nothing to install, but what is this going to do? This is going to generate what? An auto load for me. All right. So now let me still show you. So you can go. You can use this. Uh, thank you. Sorry. Just give me some few seconds. Okay. Okay. So I'll just jump over to this place. So now, so in most cases, you define you just from your index. Okay, you can simply call this. So once you are done calling this, you should be able to you should be able to pick um other 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 packages class names, okay, without manually requiring them. So this is all you just need to include in your index. So once you're done with whatever, probably creating classes in most cases, so you run this command to refresh the autoload, okay? So you include this most times in your index directory. So I'll change the structure of this. So this should look better. So let's create an index. I don't want to bore you with a lot of concepts, but then let me just hurry up with something so that this can look a little bit of you know this can be a little bit organized. Okay, there's already index here. So I'll just place this guy here. And for now, I will off this. Then I'll create another folder. So that means I'll just change over to this guy and create folder, and I'll just call it SRS. SRC, okay? And I'll push this guy inside of this. Okay, so the next thing I am going to do, because I'll be working with two things, I should be able to work with my own application, okay, and also work with other applications that I have, other dependencies that I am calling dependencies like libraries and so on and so forth. So they should all work the same. So the next thing for me to do is to define um, an autoload. So I can simply add it anywhere. So you see this. So I can just simply add this here. And of course, Piazza, I can change it to what? App. So I'm mapping anything that is coming from source. So should start with the namespace of app. Okay, so moving to the source, and of course I have so many other stuff. Remember when we talked about abstract class the other time? So I'll remove some of this random stuff. So I am going to follow up the PSR design pattern. So you can go look up at this. So you can go look up on, I don't know, if there's no time. So you can go look at it. All right. What it does mean. So probably there are different type of there are different standard recommendation numbers. Okay, so we have PSR 8, I think PSR 2, 1, and we have just you know different. There are plenty. So PSR 0, we have PSR 4, we have PSR, and then so PSR stands for PHP standard requirement. Okay, so it's basically your code style, in most cases in your directory style or something. So now, since we are using PHP standard recommendation 4, so standard recommendation 4 states that, of course, namespace directory should match your class location directory, all right? So in these cases, we have SR. So SR is going to be always, this thing is going to always be mapping to this guy, all right? So now, since we are mapping to this guy, so we should have another class, probably uh, maybe I'm thinking of app slash another app. So to do list manager, all right, and app slash then classes. Then of course we have so abstract classes. So the namespace for abstract classes should change. So I should also pull this out for now because we will not be needing them any longer. So our Autoload should handle these guys for us. So for now, let's try and see if we can successfully reference to one of these class in our app. So before we do that, so most cases, so we have to run the Autoload. You can, if you have Composer installed locally, or if you have it installed as a file, or if you have it as a file in your system, so you can use this Composer dot whatever. Okay, and then code, right? But in this case, I have it installed globally, so just Composer dump dash Autoload. Okay, so it has finally loaded. So let me try and see if I can call one of these apps, one of these what's it called, um, one of these class. All right. So remember we have this guy already loaded. So I'll just die, pardon, and a new app slash to do. Yeah. So we have to do right there. And does it have a constructor? I can't remember if it does have a constructor. So let's try and see if this is workable. So I'll boot up a server. PHP-s local host 8000. So it's telling me some funny things that I. So this is not PHP related thing. So this is now Linux related thing. Okay, so I'll switch back to 7.4. So great, we have so we check the error. Class app whatever does not exist. So I should have another terminal now. All right, so still same error. Okay, so all right, so fine. We have so this is working now. So how do I know that this is working? Because this has been able to, to call the abstract class. So we will, so this has been able to call this class, and this class is not being available. So we will rename all our folders with small letters. So we rename them to, capital letters, because those are valid points for composer Autoload to be able to locate them. All right, so we have the change. Of course, so the namespace too should change. This should change to app/app. All right. So, so meanwhile, we can change this to another thing to mean another thing entirely. But for now, let's just stick to this abstract app/app. Maybe we can give it. Why should we still keep it? Let's change the namespace to something like app/engine classes. Yeah, engine exactly. So let's have something like that. So it should be unique. Engine traits. So we only have one app. All right. So every other classes that is inside of here should have something. Engine, whatever that is called. So now the name of this guy now should change. So because this is uh so we have database as well. So I'll change them accordingly. For resources, we don't have any class right there, so we'll just let it lie like that. Traits. All right, so here should we change as well to database? Database, and namespaces should change too. So namespaces, engine, stroke database. And of course, so we get down to the query class. So all these guys should go. So we don't need them any longer because we have been able to work without actually needing them. So I think in the connection class too. Yep. So now let's ensure that they treat us the correct namespace. So just one more call. Okay. So now classes same. So yeah, so we have that, and we move down to the last one, which is the abstract class, and of course, okay, sorry. Hmm, it's almost two. So let's try it out. So before then, so you have to go down to PHP, and of course, so dump Autoload and then get the new class reloaded. All right. So we see what the error is this time around. So it's telling us that app classes, all right, does not exist. Of course, it does not exist. And yeah, this. So here it's going to change to what engine. So of course we don't have any app slash whatever. Yeah, so the error should now change engine traits. So it's telling me that traits app engine traits is not found. JSON manipulator traits. So it's not found. So let's see what you got wrong right there. So we have app slash engine slash traits. So exception trace. So where is it coming from? Abstract class. Okay, so let's try again. So still have the same issues. Uh, traits, not traits. So I think I saw where I saw traits, not traits. I think maybe hit this guy. Let's see. F slash engine slash traits. So this is the correct namespace, and of course, so engine slash traits. Engine traits. So and this. Why is it telling me that it's not seeing it? What could be wrong? Need to correct namespace. So let's dump the auto load again and see how it reacts. So still same error. To-do list manager. How did this work before? I'm not working again now. All right, so this is why we are having the issues. So you have to make sure that your file name is the same with what your class name. All right. So if you have a different file name in a different, you know, if you have a different, if your file name is different, okay, that's why I talked about PSR4. So please just go and look PHP standard recommendation. Okay, you just go and look at that, and probably if you don't understand, so we can have another session where I explain that carefully. Okay, that is one of the problems we are having now. Everything should work fine. So you see now we have ID, title completed, and whatever. Now we can have our app just running just the way it was. I've forgotten how the index was even being called. Let me look at how the index was being called, and everything should be working just the same way it was working before. So okay, so we did call this guy, and of course now namespaces has changed. So to do is now located at this guy. All right, so now database query should have changed. Yeah. So exactly, and everything should just work fine. Everything should work fine, very fine, just the same way it was working before. So for now, I'll remove these guys because we don't need them any longer. All right, so now you see we have this guy. So so I rock him out to a video plus. So we fix that up now, and then every other thing should be fine. For now, let's just close this for now. Any other error? So it's telling me that there is an undefined index. To do so I need to really visit this thing again. So a lot of things may be breaking. I need to visit it. I'm just thinking, is this an application we used the other time? Okay, yes, it is. So we just only change the plugin. And of course, query. So query should have exact and this bunch of stuff. So let me delete this out. So delete this out as well. So start this. So there is no server any longer. So it starts again. Before then, so let me use PHP 8. Okay, so we we continue. Still throwing same error. Same. Into this. Uh, to, to, to. So get to this. So because you are not using this thing again, so we'll change the to-dos to we'll change. I was thinking, I think let's change this out to a different thing entirely. Why was this? Why is this closed? Why is this throwing an error? Did I see that error before? Oh, so just stay like this. So we'll come back to that. Mm, get to do so. Where is this guy? To do manager. So there's no point using that one. So let's just since we are talking about what's it called? So let's check what this query class is actually returning. All right. So query executes. Just one more time. So see if I'm not wrong. Yeah. Okay. Connection. Get connection. So execute. So this. So that should be all. And of course, so let's die this guy and see if we get a valid to this. So it seems we're having some error. So let's see what that is. Okay, so we can only save to I think execute does handle save. So we are going to call So I wrote some queries somewhere. So I'll just import the query so we can use them, and then so we don't actually waste time. Is that where it's supposed to be? Models. Let me look at here. So hopefully it should be here. See it. Exactly. So I'm just going to pick some few things and source here. And of course, we should be good to go. So now we get back to our index and of course change this thing to query. So we have to do now, all right? And I'll change it now. So some other things should start breaking as well. So let's mirror the data then so we can inject them so they are an array. So we can now inject them properly. So they are array. Uh, so to the views now. All right, so we are pulling this guy down and everything should work so fine now. All right, so we have first item, test here, another from form or whatever. So if you look at my PHP admin, so you should not see any different data. So before I continue, any question? So So you see, we have a table to produce, and of course, introduce, we have this data. We have first item, we have second item, we have third item, and we have another item. So we can add a new field here. So with completed false. Any question? So before I continue. Hello. Hello.
No question.
Oh, no question. So, now I think let's now get down to the what's it called, to the assignment, task issues. Why have you all not done your task? Which issues are you having? So let's solve it down. Let's walk through it together. Let me give you the blueprints, okay? Tara, are you there? Hello. So Ademola, why haven't you done your task? So let me start with you. I think you are active. So pending when Tao is active. What is your blocker? Are you having any blocker? What's the issue? What's the challenge? Can you hear me? Hello. Can you hear me? Hello. Can you hear me? Why do I always hear you low? Can you hear me? So why have you not done your task? So let's do your task. I want you to be promoted. I don't want you to be stage 10. I know what you are doing in stage 1. So let's work together. Let me check if it's my network or something. Nobody's saying anything now. Somebody should tell me if you've done your. So yeah, like I was saying, somebody should tell me, okay, what's the issue? What is the issue you are having? That's making you not doing your task and making you not submitting your task. Let's get it solved. Let's walk through it now. Tao is saying a minute. A minute. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting. No, nobody's saying anything. So I have a stand-up meeting in the next few. It's an urgent stand-up meeting in the next few minutes. So you should do so that I can
Very
close and
sorry,
then go.
sir. I'm very sorry, sir. I was on bike. Mom just called me, so I couldn't talk on bike.
Oh, okay. So you should do. I have stand-up okay in the next few minutes, and it's important. I have to be there.
Okay. What was the
So
question again,
let
sir?
me see where you go so that I can just help you with some few things, and then you. I don't want you to stay in that stage again. In fact, if you will stay in that stage beyond tomorrow, I'll be angry. I don't want you to stay in that stage again. I don't know. I've given like 3 tasks, and none of them are only one. I've given like I think how many tasks? About 4 or 5 tasks or thereabout. So it's only one of them that has been attempted. The other ones, nobody attempted. It's only Kennedy they attempted the second one. Then other ones, everybody just coming to class and then repeating the process. Coming to class tomorrow, come to class and then listen, go to like to me, I feel like they are not getting anything. So I want to make sure that I want to be intentional to make sure that you get promoted to the next stage, you get something. So what is the issue? What are you who have? What is the problem? Like what is the challenges?
For me personally, I was still on my to-do. Like, I'm still doing the to-do list, and I'm having problem with the CSS file.
Okay, all right. So as a PHP developer, I know you will not likely will be needing a lot of CSS. Okay, I'm going to put out the constraint that I said. Okay, your to-do has to be a little bit beautiful. All right. So now, please just make the to-do. Just make it any how you want to make it. Just make it. Just in
Okay.
fact, just without CSS, just make it. Just make it to be functional. Just bring something that's functional.
Okay. All right, sir.
Mola, Ademola, is he online? I want to hear his own challenges. So your own challenges is CSS. So now leave the CSS alone. Just get the functionalities to work. So
Okay,
just
sir.
even if it is just raw HTML, all right, I'm fine.
Okay, sir.
Ademola, you're not saying anything.
He's not
He-
here. I think he left.
oh. So all right. So in the absence of any other thing, I was thinking probably maybe it is it is the lecture structure or something, or maybe probably the concept are too hard to grasp or what. So I was like, okay, probably we can work that out. Okay, if you're having challenges, I'm always available. Hit me up. Okay, we get it
Okay, sir.
resolved. I don't want
Sir, can we come to your DM
you are in my DM. I might
on
not be
Slack?
replying.
I haven't before, so I'm thinking if we can come to your DM.
Yes, you can come to my DM. Come to my DM.
All right, sir.
Not today. You're already in my DM. So yeah, the only person that's been in my DM was some people from the from some people from the upper distance. And look at the people that have always been in my DM. I don't think I have left any message pending. Oh, so I think
I
that
thought it's not
yeah,
allowed. That's why I've not been coming.
I'm not harsh. See, I attend to people. Even Kenny do message me sometimes. I do give him
Okay.
feedback. Okay.
All right, sir.
So come to my DM. Yeah, if others will have to learn, so you put it out in the channel. I will always respond. I'm always there. Please get this thing done. Let's get out of here. I
All
want you
right,
to
sir.
be in the next stage.
Okay.
All right. So in the absence of it, is there, let me check if Ademola is here. It's not see here. So in the absence of any other thing, please, we'll see on Tuesday next week. Or I'm
All
still
right.
available, like I said. I'm expecting your task, okay, from now till
Okay.
Monday maximum. From I mean all of the tasks, okay. If you're having issues, all the tasks I purposely give them, and they have
I the tax more than two.
what do you say?
It's just. I think the tax is just two.
It's about is it 2 or 3? Did you see the
Two.
last
You have
task? It's
no.
3.
This is the last. The to do list is the last class. We haven't been given another task yet.
Okay, I don't know, but probably I think you might have been given another task. So, but that one is not really hard. So
Okay.
it's just been 2. Same to do list. Just the other one is just change drivers. One is using MySQL. The other is using what's it called? The other is using JSON. Okay, in place of database. And then I think the other one does different thing. Okay, but then it's not really hard. It's just simple thing. Just change few things, write few code, and then you're off. So,
Okay,
all
sir.
right. So, like I will always say, I'm always available. So if you encounter any issues, please reach out to me. I'll be there to help you. Get you
All
through.
right.
I don't want by Tuesday. I don't want to see anybody again in stage 1. All right. So in the absence of any other thing, so have a nice day. See you on Tuesday.
I need to, sir.
All right. Bye bye.